Mike.
You know, I'm Theo.
You're Theo?
You know what I mean? And I got to deal with...
Since fucking when,
you know
dude?
I mean? They know what I'm talking about.
You don't mean
You can know what you're talking about.
You don't mean complexion for Theo. You're unk.
That should have been recorded, dude. That's awesome.
I got that.
You got that. That'll be the clip.
Yep. I'm unk for about fucking 90 views.
To Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Casamas and Big J Curran.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. Coming at you live on another beautiful Monday. We have some last-minute awesome fucking guests that come in.
Yep.
We have AK and Danny from the band Goner, brand new band in Ventura. They are ripping fucking. I guess what do you guys call it? I don't know.
It's like heavy rock mixed with like
Yeah.
hardcore punk mixed with.
Everything.
It's just a plethora of everything.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like.
yeah.
It's a Nardcore
It's
amalgamation.
not
dude.
necessarily crossover, but not necessarily
Yeah.
too punk or too metal.
Yeah, also they play in Stalag, which we are playing with, the fucking Wrath is playing with at Nardfest, so we're stoked to have you guys in here, dude. We got some young
thank
blood
you.
in this podcast.
Nice.
Usually we only talk to old,
Nice.
bitter fucks,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's a
Yes.
pleasure to meet you guys, and
thanks,
we're very stoked to have you guys on.
We like to support the youth.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you.
It is
Thank
kind of a, I don't know. I'd like to actually hear your guys' opinion on shit, but, you know.
Well, that's what the podcast is here for.
We'll get to
you know
it.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
we'll get
yeah, the opinion
If
of
we
the
can
old
get,
fucks,
you know,
right?
Craig will just talk the whole
I
time.
will.
Yeah.
You
So
can cut me off anytime
yeah.
you want. But real quick background. Where are you guys from? Like, where did you guys? Are you guys all grew up in Oxnard, right?
Yeah, Oxnard. We're
Born
both
and
from
raised in
Oxnard.
Oxnard, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I grew up in Diamond Bar area, across the street from Lindenwood,
Okay.
and then kind of hopped around most of my life, but Oxnard, born and raised.
What
Yeah.
was both of you guys? I mean, obviously you guys played punk, hardcore, metal shit. Like, how did you guys get into that stuff? Like,
I mean, first for me it was like Sabbath, AC/DC.
okay.
And even before that, probably like
Roots.
like Sublime and Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Okay.
just like stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
just like finding out like classic rock, and then finding out like, okay, this is something that is kind of.
Is that a family thing? Like, is your family listen to
No.
metal, or is it like?
No, I mean like.
Were you Were you guys the oddballs?
A
of
little
your
bit,
family,
yeah.
right? Because Chicano metalheads are the best. Dude.
Yeah, for
I mean
sure.
they're
Okay,
fucking
so,
the
yeah.
best. You know?
That's where I
the
come in.
most dedicated, but they're always get left alone a little bit. Like, you know what I mean, which is
Yeah.
kind of nice. You don't have to get drug into the shit. You know what I mean? And I fucking love a killer fucking Mexican metaler, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I didn't,
you know.
I didn't know like any of my family was into like any kind of rock or anything until way later. It's
Oh,
like,
really?
oh yeah, I actually saw Brujeria back in like the '90s. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shit,
They
that's
start
crazy.
telling you
Yeah.
stories and shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so with me, my dad was like a big metalhead when he was like growing up in the 80s and whatnot. And he's from Michoacan, Mexico, so he's a Chicano rocker for
Okay.
sure. And like a lot of my influence comes from him. Like he like introduced me to Metallica, freaking Motley Crue, like Maiden, Sabbath, all that shit at a really young age. So
Okay.
those were my influences, like at a very young age, like just pure like staple, like big heavy metal bands
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then later on, growing up, just like getting to more obscure stuff on my own and through friends, just got into like punk and hardcore and
Right.
started digging that a lot more. And now it's just like I love both.
A little bit of
To the-
everything.
yeah,
right?
let's
Yeah.
go.
Kind of
to the
cool.
max.
'Cause, like, if you're from Oxnard and you grew up in Oxnard, and I'm not. And we've talked about this to nauseam, but I'm not into the punk scene at all. You know, my friends are all there. I love them all to death, but it's just not my gig. But like now it's coming around, and like with Artie, and like I was listening to you guys on the way over here, and you're getting that old school, you know, Sabbath and
Right.
Molly Hatchet, all this different influence, man, and it's just
Molly Hatchet was
fucking
badass.
Oh
Molly
my
Hatchet
god,
rules, dude,
you know, yeah. And just to be able to hear that, you know. But what I love is the influence that you get from all the Nardcore bands, you know,
Right.
like we all know who, not just who the bands are, but we've all looked up to the people in the bands. You know what I mean? Like,
For
if
sure.
you watching all the drummers and the bass players, watching Larry play. You know, if you're a fucking drummer and you're really
Kind of
into
remind me
it,
of Larry.
yeah, well, he's one of my best friends. That's my brother, man.
Yeah.
I love that fucking dude to death. Larry's I've watched Larry for years. I've stood on the side of the stage and just sat there to watch him play drums. You know, and we've sat in the backyard and smoked joints and talked all kinds of shit to each other and about, like, he's one of the smartest people I've I'd love to get him on the podcast, Larry White. Everybody reach out to him, tell him to get on the podcast with us. I've tried a couple times.
Yeah.
You guys hit him up, let him know. But yeah, man, he's the best, man. He really is. But just listening to what you guys are doing has just been incredible, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
Yeah.
it's awesome because I'm a huge fan of crossover, right? So like you get, and this is going to be kind of, I'll preface this is going to be kind of a deep music fucking conversation.
Yeah,
right? So
we love that.
just
shit.
you know
Me
what I
and
mean?
this guy,
Like,
dude.
it's just going to be naturally how it is.
Yeah.
I think 'cause
That's
I
what we
grew up
love.
listening to COC, you know what I mean, and all this shit like
COC.
because I was a metalhead first.
Can you explain that to the old dude sitting here that's like all
Corrosion of
metal?
Conformity,
Oh,
right?
okay,
It's
all right,
an
yeah.
old band. They're like one of the first
I
like
love 'em.
crossover
Love 'em.
bands,
Yeah,
right? They
love
were
'em.
metalheads that played
Yeah,
punk
yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Not thrash, not it was just fucking metalheads that loved punk rock,
Yep, I'm
essentially,
in.
right? And and I was a metalhead first, and then I got into punk later. But the punk that I got into was more like crust, D-beat shit because when you listen to Cannibal Corpse for your whole life. And then you hear fucking the Ramones, you're like, sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Even though they don't, they're awesome. But for me, it was like I needed heavy shit, right?
Yeah.
So it was like I got into, there was Drop Dead, there was Doom, Code 13, all these like crazy gnarly bands, and COC, and they're separated by years. But I was a metalhead that loved fucking punk rock, you know what I mean? And so that's when I hear Goner, obviously I'm sure that everyone's going to make the Annihilation Time fucking connection, right?
That's, I mean,
One
of the biggest influences for sure.
they were incredible. Did you ever get to see him? I mean, you got to see him.
we got to see
got
him
to
this
see him
last
recently,
time. Yeah,
but
that was
I
like
mean,
one of the sickest
Well,
shows
buddy,
ever.
I'll
before
tell
our
you
time.
what. Back in the day, it was nuts, dude. Watching them was fucking crazy.
I
but-
mean, we watched all the YouTube videos.
yeah, and they were. I mean, anyway, but that time in Ventura was wild. You know what I mean? But there was this whole resurgence of that type of shit is coming back, and I'm like stoked to see it. You know what I mean? Because you guys have been playing. How long? When did you guys start playing music?
Almost
Have
like
you guys always been playing together?
yeah.
All right.
He's like one of the first dudes I met up with to fucking start like actually like forming like a band
forming
or
bands.
something,
Yeah, we would jump
musical
around drummers
thing.
and
Yeah.
other people, and then
Yeah. How
And
old
we're
were
just
you
kind of
guys?
finding ourselves
Probably
at
like
that time.
15.
15, yeah.
Like
It's
14,
about time,
15,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
14, 15. And yeah, we were just like figuring out what we wanted to do at the same time, but we kind of like grew up together and discovered what we wanted to do and
yeah,
kind of just figured it out together, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's why I mean, because my boy's right there. He's 14, and all of his little friends are trying to figure out how to start a band. I just remember like I pined for those days when I was that young, and you just have all these ideas of things that
Yeah.
you think you want to do. I want to be like this style, and then like this style, and like what if this style was like this style? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you realize you don't have the skill set to do any of
Nah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But
the
that's-
song you make is like you're all right.
yeah, that's
you
where
know?
all the good stuff comes from. I
Totally.
think, yeah, it's just like combining everything that you like into one thing.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, I don't think anyone can. I mean, I guess a lot of people do have the same like taste, but if you can combine just like the most far out shit and then just throw it into a band, it's like that's
Yeah.
the key, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what stoked me out so much about starting the Wrath is that I was a fucking Sabbath freak,
Yeah.
and I also love Tragedy.
Yeah.
And His Hero's Gone.
No, yeah, and you
and
could
I
hear
wanted
it.
to
Sounds
blend
sick.
those together. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I
can
mean?
definitely hear the crust punk in that
For
stuff.
sure,
Yeah.
you
But
know?
then as well as like almost High on Fire sounding
definitely
type
some
stuff.
High
Yeah.
on Fire shit. Sleep.
Yeah.
All those bands I was lucky enough to see, like
Oh,
in the
that's
90s
awesome. Oh, yeah.
and in the 2000s. I was lucky enough to see Sleep and High on Fire on their first tour. You know what I mean?
What's that first Scourge era?
Their first record.
Yeah.
Volume 1.
Yeah, Volume 1.
There
Volume
you go.
1, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it was them and Mastodon on their first tour
Damn.
ever in like 2000.
Heavy sludgy bands.
Yeah, so I've always, and I'm a Neurosis
Really
freak. You know what I mean? I
super
love
stoked
all
to
this like
actually
weird shit.
Hear
you know?
a band that I knew the name of.
Well, yeah, I told you, dude,
I'm
it's
over
gonna
here
be
just
a deep
fucking
music
lost,
conversation
bro.
here.
Oh, Mastodon, I'm in. Yeah, fucking, I love them. It's the shit.
But you know, when you're young, you know, you're just like, you have so many ideas. Like, oh, what it'd be sick if we started a band like this and like that. You
Yeah.
get that upper one.
No,
just feel free and pull it up. dude.
Yeah,
You know,
we're good.
It takes
Just
a
yank
lot
on
of just like figure out what you want to do because I mean, as you grow, you get into different music
Yeah.
and find different influences and stuff.
And there's so much out there
There's
now.
so much out there.
You
There's still
can't
stuff,
even,
there's
you
still
know.
stuff I'm listening to today that I'm discovering that I'm like, damn.
Old,
Constantly.
old stuff too.
Yeah,
You can
old
find
stuff
it,
too.
Like,
Yeah.
That's the best part
big
about
collection
music
of old
too. Is
stuff
like,
now.
I love finding like obscure old new music.
What's the most recent obsession on an old school band that you just found? You
Right
know?
now, I'm kind of like big into like the new wave of British heavy metal stuff.
Okay.
Like kind of more obscure bands like Pagan Altar,
Oh, yeah.
Pagan Altar's rad.
Angel Witch,
Yep.
Tank, Algae War.
Oh, Tank rules, dude.
Tank. I've been listening to their second record a lot, which
Okay.
fucking is awesome. Witchfinder General,
Yep.
super sick. Fucking
Old Japanese stuff too.
that
That's
Yeah.
old Japanese fucking like hardcore
Shinky Chen.
Shinky Chen, like some
Okay.
stoner rock stuff from the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild with the advent of the internet and YouTube and shit. Like, I used to have to.
Can you
try
write all
so
that shit down for me,
Oh,
Kenny?
I'll send
Can you
links,
please
yes.
make sure just give me
I'll
the
send
list
you
of whatever
all,
you fucking
Yeah,
said?
Witchfinder General was a
Yeah.
heavy rotation
Witchfinder
for me. You know,
is
when I was
so
about your
badass.
guys'
So
age,
heavy.
Witchfinder General was the shit, dude.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
heavy.
But it's all obscure, like fucking metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That never got big and researched.
Yeah.
What was the record? Rise Above, this record label in like the mid 2000s started just releasing these incredible bands that no one had ever heard of, and they became like a massive record label just off these re-releases. Odin, like if you guys remember that Odin record, there's a million bands like that were ripping, dude. Like that's how Pentagram got discovered.
Yeah, Pentagram
essentially.
got big like that.
Because
And
Pentagram
dude,
was
Pentagram's like one of our favorite
Pentagram
bands. dude.
predated Sabbath, and they're from America,
Yeah.
and they are fucking Sabbath.
American
They're
Sabbath.
fucking Sabbath.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I just
it's
wanna-
happening at almost the same fucking time. You
Yeah.
know
So
what I mean?
basically, what you're saying is Pentagram invented it, and then the English fucking ripped
don't
it off
know.
like
I
they've
mean, it
done
happens
every
at the
fucking
same
thing
time,
else.
you know?
English
It
have
happens
never
at the
had
same
any
time.
Yeah, it's
culture.
true.
They're
English have
just
never done
fucking.
anything good,
They're
ever.
fucking garbage, bro. So basically,
I don't know.
Sabbath
Sabbath,
ripped off
Sabbath is pretty
Pentagram.
fucking heavy.
Sabbath
though.
is amazing.
What's that,
right?
dude?
I will say, I
Yeah.
will say, when it comes down to like who like was the first like heavy band, like when it comes to like pioneering that sound, Blue Oyster Cult was
BOC.
actually
Oh, yeah.
Blue
BOC,
Oyster Cult was
I'm
actually
with you.
very dark,
Yeah.
very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Very
Blue, fucking
weird.
Blue Cheer.
Blue Cheer,
Cheer,
too.
man.
Blue Cheer.
We got to play with
Dude.
Blue Cheer. Is the poster up? Oh,
Dude.
I don't- do we have
And
the
then-
poster up here? I don't know. We
And then
played
those
with
like
Blue
four
Cheer.
bands are just like awesome
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah.
Very heavy bands for sure. They don't
Yeah,
get enough
shit.
credit because those bands pretty much invented what became known as heavy
It was too
metal.
weird for
Yeah.
the time too. I imagine it's just
Yeah.
like you see, it's like what
Super-
the hell is going
Well, dude,
on?
I mean, Sabbath scared people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the power chord, like that wasn't a fucking thing until Iommi started doing it.
Right.
You know,
And
which
you
is
guys
the
played that-
basics for that. You know what I mean? For Sabbath. You know.
You guys played that Blue Cheer show with Annihilation Time too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it was the most humbling experience I've ever had. I swear to God, these guys, Blue Cheer, so it was us, Annihilation Time, El Barbero opened up. I think that show, I don't know if you,
Not
Pat
familiar,
Bailey and Mike
no.
Doan, El Barbero, it's a deep cut from Ventura. Look it up. It's right up your
El
alley. You
Barbero?
would love it, dude. Remember El Barbero? Yeah. So it was us. We played at the Velvet Jones, right? And so El Barbero opened up. Mike Doan was like an incredibly talented, like, mess, right? He was on acid the whole time and he puked spaghetti all over the stage, right?
Jeez.
Was that the same show or am I thinking of High on Fire? I might be mixing these up. Anyway, it was Annihilation Time, us, and Blue Cheer for sure.
That's awesome.
And we went on and played, and we were tip top. At the time, we were fucking lasered in, right? Annihilation Time comes on. Obviously, they fucking do their thing.
Well, yeah.
Blue Cheer came on and destroyed all of us. I mean, dude, destroyed. Like, fucking made us look dumb. Like, they did a 30-minute Hendrix medley in the
Damn.
middle of their set. Just went into, like, a shitload of Hendrix songs.
Wow.
And ripped them, dude. You know what I mean? And they were louder than us. And they had been touring for 42 years.
yeah.
Like I rolled a joint for Dickie, and I gave him one. He's like, "Oh, thank you, brother. I ain't smoked them bones in a while." He was calling them bones and shit, you know. And me and him smoked a joint, and he went on and fucking destroyed. They'd been playing as long as the Rolling Stones.
Damn.
That's gnarly.
They started when the Rolling Stones
gnarly
started.
as fuck.
It
And I
was
have
nuts.
no idea who they are.
Blue Cheer's so
yeah,
rad.
you know Blue Cheer. Summertime Blues.
Lord, I got to raise
No.
a push.
You would, I guarantee
I have
you
to
would
hear
know.
them, but
I
yeah,
guarantee you would
yeah,
know. But yeah, I mean,
For you two, I'm a hip hop head and R&B head and funk.
Oh,
So I've been
sick.
listening
Okay.
to funk and hip hop and R&B
Yeah.
since I was about 13. I listened to metal, but my metal was AC/DC and Iron Maiden
Right.
and Judas Priest. And then when everybody kind of came out with the makeup stuff, is when I moved to Oxnard, and then we just listened. Well, I went from that to Houdini, and that's when I got. So it kind of got lost. So
Yeah,
there's a whole fucking era of stuff where I'm just.
yeah, there's
wasn't
about
there,
6
you know?
Blue Cheer songs that I guarantee that
Yeah,
you know. You know what I mean?
I'll be listening to it
Yeah.
tomorrow at work for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
But they made us. It was a masterclass. I mean, they made us and Annihilation Time suck. Like it was amazing. We're fine.
I
but
wish I could have watched that, and not
holy
just to
shit,
see
dude.
that, like the
Yeah.
progression, because I know how good you are and I know how good they are, and just to be able to hear that and then have the progression of these guys come out there and just
Yeah.
like hold
I
my
think
beer,
Dickie
kids.
was 70 years old.
Yeah.
You know, when we played him. That was 10
So-
years.
Are those
10
dudes
plus-
still alive?
No, he died.
Oh,
He died
damn.
like 6 months after that.
Oh shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no shit! Oh, that's a bummer.
But they had been touring for 42
So,
years at that time.
Do you guys spend
That's
a
awesome.
lot of time, like, I know a lot of the guys that you're with, like Blake and Larry and all these different people, do you guys just spend a lot of time pushing their wheelchairs around now at this point? You know what I mean? Do you have to
Nah.
make sure that Larry has, like, orthopedic
Well, Larry's
shoes
not
and
in it
stuff?
anymore,
and-
right? He's
Larry
he's
no
playing drums
longer
now.
plays with Stalag.
Yeah, he's just doing
Jody
Dr. No.
from he played for like Bad Sam's,
Yeah.
Fifi,
And he
other
rips,
bands.
dude.
Jody's
Jody's
killer.
playing drums for us now. But
Yeah.
nah, man, those dudes can hold.
Yeah,
their
they
own.
hold their ground
sure?
pretty
They hold
good.
their own,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean they've been doing it longer. Like
And they need some hosts here and there. We'll lend a hand, you know.
Yeah,
but
like give them oxygen mask and help them
No,
out a little
actually
bit.
take their meds.
Actually,
Here's your
Little
insurer.
suppository every once in a while.
Did you poop today, sir?
Prune juice, right? So what I did want to ask
that's
is like, you guys are a generation below
Probably like
me for
two.
sure. 2 generations,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Oh,
2 or 3.
So,
yeah.
like, I'll give you my experience of like, because the scene in Ventura and Oxnard was nuts for years. Then you had like the Obama years, and like there was not a lot going on for
Right.
like punk and hardcore. And then as soon as Trump got elected, I remember going to the Hong Kong Inn and coming to a show, and Dead Heat was just doing their first show, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a bunch of fucking bands playing, and it
Yeah,
was
we might have played that
it
show.
was
Yeah, I think we
it was
did.
like 19-year-olds abound, and I went, "What the fuck is happening?" Like I realized
Yeah.
I'm out of step.
we
for
did
what's
play
happening.
that show.
Yeah.
We were in a band called Civil Conflict.
Yeah, that's
that was
right.
our
So you guys
first
probably
Okay.
played that.
yeah,
yeah.
we were probably like fucking, I don't know, 16 or
Yeah.
17
Yeah.
at the time.
Because I remember walking to the Hong Kong Inn, and there was 300 kids in the parking lot, and it felt like it did 8 years before that, right?
Right.
And I was like, "This is fucking awesome, man!" Like it made me feel. I was stoked that kids are pissed, and bad politics make great
Yeah.
music, right? So kids are fucking back, and they're doing the thing. So what was your guys' experience as far as playing shows? Was it Oxnard? Was it backyard parties? Was it all that kind of shit? Like how
Mostly
did you guys get going?
backyards at first. It was like backyards, and then there was hardly any venues, so it was just like people throwing house parties
Right.
or we'd go out of town and there'd be venues. We were playing in Orange County a lot.
Oh,
and,
really?
And that's where we almost got like, or at least I got a little bit of a culture shock because it's like out here, you didn't see a lot of kids in bands around
Right.
the time. And this is like 2018, 2019. But yeah, going to Orange County was like a bunch of other kids like that are taking
Wearing
over.
aggression t-shirts.
Yeah,
and
wearing
shit.
Yeah.
aggression
Like,
t-shirts
hey,
and stuff.
look
It's
at it. Yeah.
And
so
they're
crazy.
just as young as us and just as shitty as us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
they're ripping too, and it's just
Yeah.
like, holy shit, like,
But yeah, I think that time was pretty special. I mean, we would just fucking play any show we could get, and
Yeah.
whether it be
and we were covering Stalag too.
yeah, some
Right.
stage, covering aggression, covering Stalag,
TSOL.
TSOL, dude, like all of our influences within like punk and stuff. But yeah, that time was just really sick, and I think we were just kind of winging it. I mean, we didn't really know anything about, the scene and its history too much, other
Oh,
than
really? So you guys are pretty well, like, unaware of the Nardcore
no,
lore
we
and all
definitely
that?
were just
It just wasn't happening at the
we
time,
just
right?
definitely weren't aware of like who's who and like
Yeah, I mean, we kind of learned as we were getting into the scene and playing more music. It's
Right.
like, oh yeah, this is a band from here, and that's a band from here too, and like, yeah.
But
And
You
then
realize it's a
eventually-
pretty small universe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, seriously,
it
yeah.
is.
But then eventually, like, even those older guys who fucking are like the fucking founding fathers of this scene, like they ended up taking notice of us, and then we ended up playing bills with Dr. No, False Confession,
Ill Repute.
We got to play like the Nardcore, Punk Rock to Walk Me Home at Ventura Theater one time, which was like a big deal to us.
Yeah, it was. It was like
the first time we get to play theater is amazing, dude.
It was the first time we played there. It was super cool.
Sounds,
yeah, exactly.
Dude, that place sucks, dude.
It sucks.
That place sucks.
I love the Ventura Theater. Motherfucker, holy shit.
Yeah, love them to death.
Well,
I mean,
also,
it's the fucking sound is horrendous.
It's so like big.
It's so big. Yeah, the shock is when you're.
It is a classic theater that was set up to do plays and do stuff when you're standing on the stage. As you talk and you throw it out there, it's to echo into the fucking. So that's what it was set up as. So then, I've been going to the fucking Ventura Theater for 35 years.
Right.
The sound is always what it is.
Right.
Sometimes it might be a little bit better, but you're only going to get what you're going to get.
Right.
And it's just because it's not designed.
Yeah,
and there's not a stage in Ventura County that's set up for, like, not one that's set up for, like, really legitimately to do, this is what we do, this is what we're doing. Great might be because they built it around doing
the
jazz
thing.
But other than that,
Great also sounds great now. You know what I mean?
Miss Wilson's
Music Hall sounds decent for what it is.
I mean, as far as that stuff goes, anyway, it's like, honestly, the best Nardcore shows are like in a backyard, and like,
so that's the thing 100%. For me is like. The theater was the first time I was on a legit stage. Like we played Skate Street a lot. We played the Loft or whatever. We played a lot of fucking shows. But when I got to the theater for the first time, I played the theater I think when I was about 16 years old for the first time. And I was like, had never heard monitors. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like almost like it was my bad because you don't realize like what an actual fucking stage sound is supposed to be like. Where it's like I can't hear my own amp anymore and I'm listening for it on a speaker. So you're just you're like thrown off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that still pisses me off.
You don't know what sound check is and shit.
Yeah, sound check. You're like, what do you mean?
One thing that's like definitely a pet peeve for me still is like showing up to a place and they're like, oh, we're gonna mic up your shit, so like turn it down, and it's like. And then I'm on the other side of a drum kit. I can't hear him while we're playing, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Don't
fuck
ever
this.
turn it. Here's what you do. You go.
Once they walk to the stage, and like,
starts.
can you turn it down? And then once they turn their back, it's like,
right
back up, dude.
I can't tell you how many times, thousands, I've been told to turn down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we used to play out of 2 full stacks each.
That's what's up.
When we would play.
So I'm sorry about what I said earlier, Ventura.
No, I think it's necessary.
Ventura Theater, I'm sorry about what I said. We obviously realize the problem.
It's constructive
You
criticism.
guys are doing a good job.
No, it's
These guys just are like,
100%.
fuck you guys, we're turning it all the way up.
Well, when I say it sounds bad, it's because we're used to being in a tight box where everyone's on each other's ass and you can hear your own speakers coming.
They're just blasting the
you know
speakers,
what I mean?
and it's
like when you're on a legit stage for the first time, you're like, oh fuck, like this is weird.
Yeah.
This is weird. So it's nothing against the Ventura Theater itself.
Yeah.
It's just that it sounds bad to you.
No, but it's a little bit
I was just going off what these two were saying about how the Ventura Theater sucks. That's I'm
pretty sure I said
that's pretty much what you said, right?
Yeah, I don't.
See what I mean?
They do need to take a little bit of that shit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. Well, and then it's weird because as you do this shit more, you get real fucking indignant about bad sound. You know what I mean? Like, as I got to play more in, like, legit venues and, like, cool shit, I'd be like, I can't hear myself in the monitor.
Yeah. Well, it's no fun if you can't hear yourself. Like, how are people supposed to enjoy your performance when they can tell that
exactly?
You're questioning whether you can
going back
hear
to
yourself or not. Yeah.
Going back to Pentagram, like we saw Pentagram at the Ventura Theater, and it sounded like ass, dude.
Yeah.
You could barely hear Bobby singing.
It was awesome though.
It was sick.
It's cool to see him, yeah.
But the thing is, like everyone there's like a diehard for Pentagram, so everyone just singing over it.
Well, and also fuck, probably the last time you ever. I mean,
who knows?
Last chance you ever see the fucking dude. You know, it's wild, man. But so you guys did a lot of backyard shows, which is par for the course for punk rock, especially Oxnard. Like, house shows, fucking. I mean, there's no basements here, but backyard parties, all that stuff. That's how that's the coolest thing about this scene specifically, like the Nardcore Ventura music scene, because there was a separation. Like you were an Oxnard band when I started, or a Ventura band. There was, and rarely ever did the two meet. Right, like there was a real divide. Like because my band was kind of a outlier we weren't accepted in the Nardcore world. Like except for the fact that John was a from Missing 23rd.
Right.
we weren't ever mistreated though. You know what I mean? Like I think just stylistically we were fucking weird for everybody, right? But the thing that and I'd like to hear your perspective on it is like you hear a lot about gatekeeping and all this shit, and I don't think it's fucking true because I'm not a gatekeeper. I want all the young kids to do their thing. But have you guys experienced anything different, or have you guys been shocked at how this world works?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with
Gatekeeping in the sense of like people like talk down on like the style of music you want to play, or
No,
I think
gatekeeping
just
in the sense of,
I think
like-
gatekeeping
like
keeping in the sense
location.
that they are intimidated by the younger fucking generation.
or
Like there's not enough spots for everybody.
right, like weeding out like the losers or the wimps. You mean, or
Possibly, but
Yeah.
Gatekeeping for me was when we were playing. There wasn't literally enough room for everybody. And
Right.
that's how everyone acted.
uh-huh.
Right? There wasn't enough room. Like, so you had to do your own, you had to build your own scene until you could blow into someone else's and make it someone
Okay.
else's problem. And that's kind of seems to be gone for me because if you're a great band, it seems like the scene will accept you anyway.
Yeah, that's
but
definitely
maybe you guys feel different. I don't
Not
know.
a thing
I think
anymore.
when we were like first starting to play and like starting to build our band and play shows and build our scene or whatever and following, I think like there wasn't really any of that, honestly. I mean, everyone like
That one was pretty open
everyone
arms.
talks, yeah,
Right.
everyone talks shit behind their back, but like really, I mean, everyone's
Well,
just
yeah, that's easy. though,
everyone's
you know?
just
Yeah.
like there to support and support bands and stuff, you know.
Right.
I think the scene's just stronger that way when I don't know
When everyone can mix around and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Play
with
bills together.
with Goner right now, I mean, these dudes are like almost like another generation older than us too, as well. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like
Okay.
Benji, JT, Irfan, like
That's right. Yeah, I
those
guess they
dudes
are.
are
Yeah,
from,
because they're
like,
like a generation below me. So
Yeah,
yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense.
they're
yeah.
from Ventura and Ojai, and like,
Right.
but they're just as 805. You know, I mean, I think just the 805 scene is like, I think it's
Right.
hardcore as well.
Well,
don't
I
know.
think it's-
I don't know.
I've
Yeah.
talked about this. Like when I was younger, and like Nardcore was Oxnard. Period. To me,
Yeah,
that
I
was
guess
it. Like,
I don't
that's
understand
was-
that
yeah.
because we didn't experience that.
Right.
No,
But I mean,
that's-
Nardcore
that's-
is Oxnard, but
Yeah, but I mean, it has expanded and cool. Like it's
Yeah.
not, you know, but it was Oxnard, and Ventura was Ventura, and everything else was everything else. But Oxnard was Oxnard.
Right.
You know, it's always kind of separated itself just by what we have to deal with and what we have to put up with and what we go through being from Oxnard. You know, because it's not the same. Like it's not. You can't go to Thousand Oaks and be like.
I will say
you
that
know,
though, yeah, like Oxnard is not the same as fucking.
It's not the same as
Ventura,
Camarillo.
Ojai, or
Right.
Camarillo.
It's not
Yeah,
the same as
totally.
anything.
Hell no.
Oxnard
you know.
is a very fucking working class city,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I mean not to like fucking hate on anyone else from other
It's not.
cities,
No,
it's,
it's
but,
a
it's the
fact.
truth. It's
It's a fact.
but Oxnard
I-
is very
I
working
lo-
class.
I love Ventura. I've been in Ventura for a long time, and I really, really fucking love it. And
Yeah, I do
there's
too.
the oil worker redneck, the worker class. I mean, it's you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's what Ventura has always been. Has been oil and you know, but Oxnard has been farm workers, and it's been a whole different deal. And when you grow up in the different places. It's a completely different thing. Like I,
You have a different
I didn't-
personality.
I had no idea what Ventura was until I was 23 years old, 24 years old, and I moved to Ventura. I had no idea what it was. I had no clue at all. I was just from Oxnard, and with that comes the culture of there's a collective culture of how we bond with each other and back each other up and support each other, and we're all part of this stuff. At the same time, we're all trying to kill each other. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like with the same time, like I'm like when you say you're from Diamond Bar and I'm from Lemonwood, like that's my family. Like when I got friends from Diamond Bar that I still to this day text all the time, and we talk shit to each other, and there's a special bond that we all grew up with that I can't get over here. It's
Nah.
a different deal. You
Well,
know?
you kind of grew up in the trenches, you know what I mean, over there.
but
You know?
the trenches of Ventura, when I talk to these other people, it's kind of the same thing. But like for me, I never listened to. I wasn't part of the punk culture of Nardcore,
Right.
but I represented Nardcore,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the whole thing of like the Oxnard, like this is who we are, this is where we come from, and that culture is, I think it breeds and makes us want to be a part of this and to bring this stuff up. And then when you see somebody that's like from Thousand Oaks or something,
Yeah,
and they're
Yeah, honestly though, there is that. But I mean, nowadays, I mean,
it's all
whatever makes the entire community stronger.
Right.
It is what it is. But I mean,
and the
Well, and
culture,
you know,
the
Danny
culture's
talks
amazing.
shit,
Yeah.
you know?
But to see all of these people representing Nardcore,
Right.
that's just really 805.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that 805 is now like we're all one.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
awesome because
As you get older, those lines start to just go away.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, it's weird because I think the vibe.
Are you back on, Kenny? All right, cool.
Ventura, like the Ventura Oxnard thing that was happening when I was young, right? Ventura was its own thing. Oxnard was its own thing. But I think what the real commonality is poverty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oxnard is a poor
Like I said,
fucking city, dude.
Working
I mean,
class.
it's rich culturally, but a lot of hardworking motherfuckers. There's 15 people living in a house, pulling money
Right.
together. They're farm workers, they're migrant workers. All that's fucking incredible, you know, the way they band together. I also grew up really fucking poor. And so I identified with, you know, we get really, because Ventura is looked at as a, I mean, it is. It's Ventura County just got listed as the most expensive place to live in America. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I
did
did
see
see that.
something like
Per
that.
the average household median income and the rate to buy houses, it's the most expensive place
I mean,
to
we're
live
by
in
the
America.
beach, too.
And
Like,
we're by
it's
the
crazy.
beach, right?
Yeah.
But I grew up super fucking poor, dude. A single mom, 4
Yeah.
kids.
I had single mom,
you know what I
too.
mean? And that's the commonality between a lot of that shit, because when I started seeing the kids that were a little bit younger than me coming out of Oxnard doing like backyard shows, parties, all this shit. It was the same shit that we were doing in Ventura, and that's just how the scene is built. You know what I mean? So it was like, I think it was important for me to try to bridge a gap, and not that I did it single-handedly at all, but
Oh,
we
yeah,
all
you
did
totally
it as a
did,
scene.
bro.
You know what I
We
mean?
watched you
There was
do
a
it.
point
It
at
was
which, like in the mid 2000s, that. Because there was the hardcore scene. It was really divided by the hardcore scene.
Yeah.
Right?
But don't
Which
you
those
think,
bands are
don't you think
incredible. Like
Ventura was a little
Retaliate.
bit more like Sublime?
What's that?
Ventura was a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
more
100%,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were a little bit more
100%.
Limp Bizkit and Sublime.
Yeah, a little more
and-
Limp Bizkit. Yeah. But
and then
there was like the
Oxnard
hardcore
was a little bit
scene,
more
right?
go
The
fuck
kicking,
yourself.
the kicking, punching,
Yeah.
Retaliate, all those guys, you know, and they're great for
beatdown
what they
stuff.
were.
Sick,
but then there was
yeah.
like a whole scene in Ventura going on where it was like us, Glass and Ashes,
Yeah.
Faker Mark. There was like these
Yeah.
wild fucking bands.
Queen.
Queen,
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, totally. Me and Freddie Mercury were hanging
Yeah.
out, dude.
You can tell the way your jaw works.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was important for me to bridge the gap between all the people, because
Right.
if
Yeah.
you grew up fucking poor, you grew up wanting to play punk rock most of the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you had no other outlet besides to get involved in gangs or figure out how to fucking express yourself.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I
and
think-
that was the
And
defining line.
that's
is
what I wanted
poverty.
to go back to. And that,
Yeah.
like, you could say what you were going to say because you're going to
Yeah.
talk about civil.
Oh, I was just gonna say like I think it's cool that like I mean, me and like Danny, just like we both came from like immigrant parents, and
Right.
like I mean, our parents don't really understand like nardcore, punk rock, or anything like that. But we're both very fortunate enough to have had parents that were very supportive of what we want to do,
Yeah.
regardless if we weren't like
Doing
supported
what?
to the max, where we had
Right.
like badass crazy guitars and shit, but like they supported us to where we're like, yeah, we got like a guitar like on Christmas and shit, and like we took that fucking as far as it can go, you know, and
Right.
like we played those guitars at like all these backyard gigs. But on the topic of like 805 stuff again, like I was just gonna say that I think this band was like such a cool like opportunity to get to know my community,
Being installed.
passing Oxnard, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like further than Oxnard, because a lot of kids were
Right.
coming out from Ventura to come to like the backyard shows we were having in Oxnard and stuff like that. So
Right.
we've made friends with people from Ventura, Ojai,
Right.
Santa Barbara.
It's the best.
It's
I mean,
just
it really
cool.
is.
Best. It
I
really
do
is.
this
Like-
because I got to talk shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If I don't, you know,
Yeah.
it's like it can.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
There definitely is that talking shit mindset, and like we're not the same mindset for sure.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we're not.
We're not.
But at the same time, it's still cool to meet fucking people in your surrounding areas
Yeah.
and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here-
But
here's something, because again, you know, how, and I being around your family and like you guys are the kids that listen to metal and you're doing this stuff and you go into the backyard and you're hanging out with your family and stuff and you guys are like hanging out and then you got your cousins over here that are like a different thing.
They're on the Art
and they're
Laboe
like
fucking
everybody's
trip,
so
dude.
and you're and they look at you and they talk shit. But they still support you.
Yeah,
And you know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah, we're
But they're
definitely-
talking shit.
Yeah,
You-
yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? They're going to talk shit
That's
about
the-
everything.
I think that's one thing too. Like we actually had a lot of support for what
Yeah,
we did
we
around that
did.
time, and like honestly,
as wild
like,
as we seem to like just the average person and even just like a cousin or a Theo or whatever, like they still like that we were just doing our own
dude,
thing.
one
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
dude,
and
one
we'll
time,
support it.
Yeah.
They're going to talk shit. You know, they're going to talk
For
shit.
sure,
for
You know, they're
sure.
not going to listen
Yeah.
to it really.
Yeah.
They're going, but they're going to still be there and support.
and
You know
that's
what I mean?
badass. But like one time, dude,
I love
I
it.
swear, like, I mean, I think it's just that's something about Oxnard too. Like, I feel like people are very humble and very supportive
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
they know what it's like to be down in the dumps. Like,
Yep.
Oh,
we're,
yeah.
like I said, it's a working class city. But like, what I was gonna get to is that one time, dude, we had like I don't know, fucking Danny like had like a
Oh
fucking
yeah, it was
birthday.
my birthday.
It was his
my
birthday, dude, and
Yeah.
fucking like
We-
his dad or someone was just like, "Oh, fucking you fools should
You
just
just like
play."
bring your friends, just
Yeah.
like play
Hell
in the
yeah, dude.
backyard.
That's
And we played in the backyard, dude, and then his whole family started
They all
pitting in the
just,
like,
backyard.
killing
dude.
each other. It was
Yeah.
so
They started
sick.
circle
It was
pitting,
That's
dude.
exactly what I'm
That's what I'm
talking
talking
about.
about, dude.
You
We
know?
have to get wild.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, too, like,
Yeah.
like another fucking cool like little story too is that like most people aren't gonna get what we're gonna doing, like what we're gonna be doing with like the punk rock metal stuff and shit like that, but like they'll support it regardless, you know, and like
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother trying to explain it to people because they're not gonna understand it either way. But like on the topic of like just having support and shit, like one time we played at fucking Oxnard High School. Like
Oh, that was sick. I set that up, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Danny got us that
Are
gig.
you the resident like dude that would set up shows?
Nah,
No.
it was just like
was
one
a
or
mix
two.
of
One
all
or two.
weird
Is it
little
all,
ones,
so you guys
yeah.
all actually pull
But,
weight?
but tell them the story of how we fucking got to play at
there was
Oxnard
this
High School.
there's this mental health fair going on,
Okay.
and like there's this like lady setting it up from like the
Take care of your
district or
mental health.
something. Yeah, take
Yes.
care of your mental health. Hard rock is good for mental health.
That's
anyway.
right.
It is
It's kept me from murdering everybody, dude.
Seriously.
straight up.
But yeah, this lady, she's coming. She's like, I was in some environmental science class around the time, and she wanted some kids in the class to set up this presentation about how volunteer work and being good to the environment or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, if anyone plays in the school band or is part of like the cheer team or you're in any kind of like organized performance, like play music thing, like get at me."
You're like, hold my beer, dude.
I was like, "That's my fucking chance, dude."
What's up, dude?
And I was like, "Oh, well, I play in a punk band. Like it's all a bunch of kids like around. Like we're all kids."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah," like, and then so I get her number. We're like talking. She gives me a time. And she starts sending us all these weird, like, VeggieTales ass, like, kind of songs about, like, she's like, "Oh, I want you guys to cover this." And it's, like, weird
No,
shit
I
about, like,
haven't.
drinking water and eating vegetables. And she thought we were some kind of, like, I don't know what she thought when I said
that's
punk
beauty,
rock.
though.
Yeah, I don't know what she thought when we said punk rock.
Yeah.
But whatever, we get there and we just start, like, everyone sets up and we start playing. And there's some kid, one of our friends around the time who, like, kind of snuck in and said he was part of the band, but he was the one that started the pit as soon as we
Okay,
started
there you
playing.
go.
And then soon enough, it's
Roadie.
just like a bunch of kids just like killing each other while we're playing.
Is this in a class in the quad?
No, this is
Like,
outside, yeah, in the
outside?
quad,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome, dude.
And it's like the first time I've ever seen like everyone just like staring at a band.
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
like,
awesome, man.
That's like one of those weird, like fucking, like,
Is
like
this what
Disney
band
Channel
was it?
movies,
Was it-
moments and shit, dude.
Was it civil? Was
God, I
it
wish
civil?
I was
Civil?
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome, man. Rad.
And it was, and then like,
But it got bad, dude. It
yeah,
got
we're
bad.
like 3 songs in, and then like the lady who helped me set up, she's at the end of the stage, and she's like, "Danny, like, shut this off right now. You guys need to stop right now." And we're all just kind of looking at each other like, "Dude, should we keep going?" Or
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Keep going,
fuck
dude.
yeah.
That's amazing.
and like we keep going, and then they turn off all our equipment, and they're like, "Okay, you could do one song, but your singer can't sing."
Yeah, dude, they fucking told our singer.
way.
They told our singer Dorian that he couldn't sing because
Yeah.
because obviously
everyone too
it's
pumped.
fucking, it's not like fucking like Green Day punk, dude. It's like
Right.
hardcore punk, nardcore style,
Yeah.
fucking hardcore
Yeah.
punk, dude.
And
And so like he's singing all aggressively and shit, and like they fucking like I don't know. They take him as a threat on gnarly or some shit, and they're like, "All right,
Jesus
you guys can do one more song, but like he needs to stop." Like
Twisted Sister moment. It's a total Twisted Sister moment.
It was so fun. And
It
then
was
we did
awesome.
one more song, like Mayhem Ensued again, and then it's just like, all
I think they
right.
started chanting too.
Yeah.
They're like, "One
No,
more
yeah.
song, one more song." Like
it's
even though like
beautiful.
they probably didn't give a fuck about it, they were just stoked that it was
A
something.
homie actually got it. He sprained his knee, like has knee problems still to this day after that show.
He's
Homie
all,
Adrian.
hey, my knee.
The homie
my
Adrian.
knee. Hey.
He tore his ACL that day.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
To
In
this
the
day,
quad at high
he still
school?
has fucking issues with his knee and shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing.
It was gnarly.
Yeah, shit like that like stokes me out, dude. Because
But that's like that Nardcore shit that like that's like only an Oxnard type of shit, dude. Like
Yeah.
Nardcore is such a fucking like profound thing to us, and like those are the types of fucking stories that fucking
Yeah.
will cherish fucking forever.
Well, that's the thing is like when you have a kid, you're young, and the thing that like punk rock gave me and like metal it gave me was
Grab that bottle. Pour
the
it in
courage
shots.
to not give a fuck
exactly.
and be me. You know what I mean? Because I grew up in a fucking universe where, and like one thing I wanted to touch on too is like the beauty of your guys' parents, you know, migrant workers, immigrants came over here chasing a better life.
Yeah.
I guarantee they wanted you to be lawyers and doctors
that's-
and fucking all
yeah.
kinds of things, right? And same thing with my mom, you know what I mean? Like she worked her
Worked for
ass
Caltrans.
off and she wanted me to be something cool. Yeah, I'll take one. You know,
Robert.
but the support that, you know,
Yeah, I mean they
Like,
gave
your
us
parents worked
they gave us
so
the privilege to
fucking
play
hard.
guitars. You know,
You know
they
what I
gave
mean?
us
Like-
the fucking privilege to play guitars, and that's like
Yeah, they
that's
gave us
something
like
else. That's something else.
cheers.
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 Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
I'm only doing this because he's making me. Just so you guys know.
because you're hanging out with the young bucks.
That's
now.
right, dude.
Yep.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. But like the beauty of it to me is that your parents come over here, they want you to make a better life for yourself. They also realize that life is fucking hard.
Yep.
And if you can find anything that you love to do, that is like, not to be like a rah America. That is the beauty of America. You
Yeah.
can chase your fucking dream. You can be whatever you want here.
Yep.
And that's what, like, the deep knowledge that your parents understand. They came here for a better life. And if they can allow you to chase that better life in whatever facet it is, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
but-
And a lot of fucking immigrant parents want to support type of shit like
Yeah,
that.
they
you
will.
know?
100%.
But
And I
along with
understand
that
why,
though,
straight up.
but hold on though, it's also a lot of immigrant parents do, and a lot of Mexican families really do support whatever it is you want to
Yeah.
do, and not it goes back and forth whatever, but like
Sometimes they don't even have
whatever-
like any like concept of
No,
but they'll still
that shit,
show
you
up.
know?
And
Yeah.
They'll still show
Yeah,
up.
they'll
Like
still
you're
show
talking
up.
about.
They
They'll
still- even
show
if
up.
they don't understand, they
You
bought
know,
you a
I've-
guitar,
I've
right? They bought
watched-
you a
I've
bass, they
literally
fucking did the things, you know?
watched you guys in a different. You know what I mean? But I've literally been there and been like joking around and talking shit. You know what I mean? Because I know you guys get that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so your fucking Theo's sitting over there talking shit, and his homies are talking shit.
devil worshiper.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. But they also, when you play, they'll show up and they'll be like, "Hey, homie, we're gonna go watch my nephew play."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This
Or
is some
even if they
bullshit.
don't, they'll
You don't
ask
want to
you
hear
about
it,
it, you know what I
but
mean?
they'll
Yeah.
still show up. You know what I mean? And that's something that comes
Dude,
from a
my
culture.
mom's gotten in the pit at our
Oh, yeah.
fucking shows.
Dude.
That,
And
and
she
that
should
also
not be
goes
doing
back.
that shit.
That also goes back to what you were saying about how, like, you know, it's definitely an Oxnard thing to come out of a hood, come out of like immigrant parents, and to still find refuge in something else that is so far out. Like, that's very, very unique. You don't see
Yeah.
that in
No.
a lot of places.
No.
I think
It's
that's
like
what really breeds the fucking unique style of fucking like
Nardcore.
hardcore. Anyway,
Yeah,
you know?
because it's like, dude,
100%.
we both came out of hoods. We both could have been like game bangers. We
Oh,
both could have
totally.
been dealers. We
It
both
would've
could
been
have
the
been
easy
junkies.
route.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I mean?
definitely
It would have been
look
the
like
easiest
one.
route.
And it's
yeah.
like,
You definitely look like one. You know what I mean?
It's like-
He's more of a hairstylist, but
We
you
could've been-
definitely look like at
we
any
could've been
moment you could
fucked,
like
dude.
fucking throw one
Yeah.
in your arm or fucking start shooting somebody or something.
Danny's a rocker by heart for sure.
dude, I'll fucking, I could be dead if it wasn't for rock and roll. Who knows?
Right.
man?
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly, if me and this fool never fucking became friends,
Yeah.
Who knows what the fuck would
would
have
have
happened?
been totally different lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
I've been
knows?
sitting here with this fuck for 2 years now doing this shit, man. And,
Totally.
you
I would
know,
have been a completely different human. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If I
Seriously.
didn't find music. You
he
know?
would have definitely embraced the rainbow.
I would have stormed the Capitol on July on the 6th. I would have been fucking out there, dude. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't find punk rock and metal, I would be a totally different
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
is
mean?
Pride
Like,
Month.
it is Pride Month.
Yeah.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to come out.
Again.
Tell my wife Rosie
Yeah.
it's been a really good run. 19
Yes.
years has been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm fucking this guy
I
now.
need to make $3.
Maybe this guy later. We don't know.
Yeah. That's weird.
AK's got the
That's-
locks for you, man.
Yeah. No, man, it's beautiful, man. So I wanted to. How did the Stalag thing happen? Because you guys are both playing for Stalag
Yes,
now.
yeah.
I mean, we got some
Okay.
new juice.
Well, let me
We're
say,
hearing
'cause
we gotta
fucking
go.
really good fucking
Hard
things.
juice.
We got some
Juice.
fucking young blood in the band. It's fucking getting lively again. You know what I mean? And they were great with John and everyone else. You know what I mean? When they kind of resurged.
Yeah.
But it's really beautiful to see like true young blood.
We'd
that's
have
excited.
to go back again though, because it's like
Yeah.
with Civil Conflict, it's like we were doing a bunch of shows with Stalag. We were covering Stalag, and then it wasn't until after Civil Conflict broke up that we were just hanging out, just
Yeah.
going to shows, taking a break from music, and then he got the invite first. You played with Stalag for like what, almost a year before I joined.
Something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just like the guitar player got canceled, and I was just like, all right, this is fucking an opportunity for me to like
Right.
fucking rip this shit. And,
Yeah.
like do
Yeah.
some cool shit. So.
And a band that we both grew up listening
Yeah,
to and learning to
exactly.
play
Right.
punk with, like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking
amazing.
cool.
solid
Yeah.
fucking underrated 80s fucking hardcore band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Stalag 13.
And so you got in like a year later, right?
Possibly.
So the thing was, it almost like the band almost kind of had a falling out with just like the members and whatnot.
Right,
Shit
right.
happened, whatever. And so like I started playing with them, and then their bass player left, John Morris left, and then I was just like, well, fuck, dude, I've already been playing with this fool Danny for so long, and like. This
And you know
fool-
what
I know
this
most
is.
of it in
this
control.
fool will fucking pick this shit up like nothing, you know.
Right,
So like,
right.
and we already had like this whole Europe fucking thing in 2023 coming up. So it was like
Right.
we needed someone fast. So like, I was like, hey, dude, like, come play.
I got the guy.
Yeah. I was like,
I got the
hey,
guy,
dude,
dude.
I got the guy. And then I hit up Danny. I was like, all right, come play, and we're gonna go to fucking
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you
It's
guys
like,
have got to
what
do
the
some
hell?
cool touring. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's amazing because the one thing about the Wrath, we did like a shitload of US. We never went to Europe. That's like
yeah.
one thing I wish we had opportunities, and it always gonna. I err on the side of I'm not gonna kill myself over this.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lose my ass. Especially I had 2 kids at the time. You
Oh,
know what I mean? I'm
man,
not gonna
yeah.
come home in debt from a
Yeah.
tour.
Right, yeah.
So I
And do you know
refuse-
how hard it is for him to fly? To sit in a seat made for a thin person? And that fat fuck's got to fly
What are
all
you
the
talking
way
about?
to
Your
Europe.
These fucking shoulders,
Oh,
bro.
those shoulders lead to those tits.
What are you talking about? Dude? I'm on Akbar. Fuck you.
Yeah, not enough.
No, yeah. That's
Yeah, but the touring, like, how has the touring
That shit
experience
was
been?
pretty
Culture shock
fucking
to the
sick.
fucking
Right.
max.
Super
Like,
sick.
to the max.
Where'd you guys get to do? What was your
fucking
first tour you
cool
guys
is
did
that?
together?
First one was a Civil Conflict.
We did just like a fucking West Coast Pacific.
Yeah, we went all
Northwest
the way
but I
up
mean,
to
like
like
Europe,
Washington.
But
You got
Europe
out of
was
the
our
country.
first like way out.
Yeah.
You did that too.
Yeah.
Right. So
That
what
was
what
fucked.
was that like?
It was beautiful, like just insane. I mean, like we went out there and there was people that like the first night in Italy, there was people that could barely fucking speak English singing Stalag
to
songs
Stalag,
like perfectly.
wearing fucking aggression shirts.
Yeah.
We fucking played this big festival of Monte Paradiso in Croatia. And dude, like
wow.
they
That's like-
had like fucking vendors with bootleg merch of like
That's
Dr. No,
amazing,
Yeah.
and like it
RKO
was like a
Hold
Beanie
on,
Boys on the
hold
wall.
on.
It was a-
What was it?
what
Monte
Monte
Paradiso.
Paradiso.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
played
what?
there too. What the hell?
No way.
I got that from Larry.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Larry
he probably
came
brought
back-
that
That's
back
Larry, yeah.
because
When
they
Larry-
played.
from Larry.
They played there before.
Larry
Yeah.
brought it back and
Can I
gave it to
grab
me.
it?
Yeah.
Oh
Totally.
yeah. I had that put up and set up like that.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sick. Oh yeah,
No
look,
way.
Stalag 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stalag
And
headlined
no.
and no,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
No, Larry gave that to me, man.
Yeah.
Larry's my brother, man. That's
That's
my big
fucking
brother.
cool.
Love him to death.
Sick Crap
you know.
played too.
Yeah.
So the dude from Sick Crap is actually the guy that's like the hookup out there,
Yeah,
and he has
up
okay.
with that
he
fucking
has
gig.
such a sick Beanie Boy RKO Beanie Boy tattoo
Oh,
on the
really?
side of his
Nice,
like.
dude.
And on
It's
topic
wild,
of
isn't it? It's
Yeah,
fucking
dude,
like this
RKO
weird little
is so
tiny
big
town
out there.
has transferred to the whole entire world.
It's in
like,
fucking
it's fucking
insane.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
so nuts to me
Yeah.
that like this little migrant community of is just like you go anywhere you go, there's people that have wherever it is.
It's crazy.
They
dude.
know.
If you wear a Nardcore
It's
shirt
nuts.
anywhere around the country, someone's gonna be like, "What's up, dude?" Like,
Yeah.
some random dude will be like, "You listen
And
to you listen to Aggression, Stalag?" Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That makes the world so small in
does,
perspective.
yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
so crazy.
It's
yeah,
fucking
you guys are in
sick,
fucking
dude.
Italy. You know what I mean? Like,
It gives you such a fucking like big sense of like pride in a town that like is such kind of such a boring, such a shitty thing.
Yeah, you can feel lost
But
in it
really,
sometimes.
like,
Yeah.
like you said, like monetary wise, it doesn't fucking hold up. It doesn't hold up to much, but culturally, Oxnard's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
it's incredible, man.
But yeah, and then like, dude, everywhere we went, like RKL posters, because I think RKL in the '80s was like one of the only like
the bands that got out of there,
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
that really got out
Yeah,
of
was
the
that
and
States,
RKL,
yeah.
Live
dude,
in Berlin
dude,
album.
that's like
Yeah.
one
I
of
have an
my
RKL tattoo.
favorite fucking
Oh, yeah,
bands
they're incredible,
of all
dude.
time.
Yeah.
Super influential.
Did you
especially
guys
for-
go see them when they?
Oh, yeah.
did,
Yeah,
I
guys
went
went?
to the LA show.
Dude,
that
we
was great.
fucking fucked up that LA show, dude. We did the first stage dives.
Nice.
And like they opened up with Wyatt, and it's just like that fucking chugging intro. And as soon as that fucking hit, like we were already diving, and we like messed up.
One
like,
of us kicked the
you ripped
guitar
his
cable
pedals
out.
apart.
yeah. And then like they're about to go into like the opening riff, and like then they just stopped. And
Yeah,
they're
we just
like,
killed the build up so hard. Just like teased.
Welcome to
teased it.
Oxnard, bitches.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's one of our favorite bands. So we
Yeah,
fucked
that's
the
rad.
place
Love
up for that shit,
RKL.
dude.
that's rad, man.
But yeah, Europe, fucking amazing, dude. Like, I fucking like broke out in tears. I didn't tell anyone, but like I like broke out in tears as we
Yeah.
were playing the first night in Italy because I was just like, dude, what
This
the
is nuts.
like,
Yeah,
it just
it
I
was
got this
crazy.
crazy epiphany of just like, dude, like I'm just some fucking Oxnard kid that really didn't fucking like have too much, but like, dude, like just the fact that like I was passionate about something and I stuck with it,
Right.
It fucking did
Took
something
you-
for me, dude.
Took us
And
to
like
Europe.
that,
Yeah.
dude, it took us to Europe,
Yeah.
and we're about to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys
in
head
August.
back?
It's gnarly,
in August?
man.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Japan too.
It's
And
fucking
Japan.
crazy.
Have you been to Japan yet?
Never
No.
been to
No.
Japan.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is too, like it all just comes back to fucking Nardcore because like really we wouldn't have been able to experience like the things we got to experience without
Without
this-
being born here.
without
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
No,
literally
that shit's
Literally.
crazy.
You're born
Hey,
in the
please
right
do us
place
a
at the
favor when
wrong
you guys come
time,
back from
you know?
Japan, like off the plane. Let's go. Come here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
3 in the
fuck
You
morning.
know, I don't care. I'm down. You know what I
sounds
mean?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's beautiful,
I would
man.
love to hear you guys' perspective on going to Japan and
Yeah.
hearing how that all went.
I mean,
Because I've
we're-
heard it from Larry. You know, I've heard the different stories and how cool all that stuff is. And
They appreciate shit so much
Yeah.
more than
Japan's
fucking
got
America.
great
dude.
stuff too, man. Like
The
we're
Japanese
big,
music
yeah,
is nuts,
like
dude.
Gizm, Murasaki, again, Shinki
Yeah.
Chen,
Yeah.
Blues,
Blues
Creation.
Creation.
Yeah, dude, that's the
Yeah,
best.
I was a big Boris guy. I love
Boris
fucking-
is cool
I
as
mean,
fuck,
I've
too.
seen him. I've seen him probably 15 fucking
Shit.
times.
Dude,
you know
I
what
bet
mean?
they fucking make your ears bleed.
Boris,
dude.
another band that you'd love. by the way. Well, half of the
I honestly
you love, the other half you'd hate.
I have them every once in a while. I'm like, hey man, send me some
Yeah, I'll
shit.
send
You know what I
him a
mean? Like,
fucking
but like
plethora
for
of
me, it's
shit,
like
yeah.
Gomi or like it's like a jazz funk,
Yeah.
hip hop R&B mix.
I like
where-
jazz. Jazz is sick.
When you get
I don't.
the Japanese
No?
and what they do,
Nope.
no, dude, he has no culture.
I have
at all.
no culture
look
at all
him.
for it.
Mingus,
As soon as you
Cool
call
Train.
him, I'm fucking
He's
out,
been
dude.
wearing that same fucking. He bought those shoes and that pair of pants and is not
the only
taking them
color I have
off.
in my life,
That's
dude.
all he has. It's like the
Fucking
only
dude.
color and culture
This
he
is
has.
my all lives matter
This
suit.
fucking guy,
dude.
yeah.
Oh god.
Just kidding.
But just listen to the Japanese, like their hip hop and their all the culture that they bring with jazz and funk and punk and
I love funk.
rockabilly and whatever they do, they just take. It's kind of what they've done forever.
Yeah.
They take our culture, they steal it, and they make it better.
Better.
Dude,
I mean,
honestly, that's pretty true.
That's the place that got
because-
nuked
yeah.
and they came back. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no.
they're
it's-
like,
I-
here, hold my beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mike.
You know, I'm Theo. This is
You're
my
Theo?
nephew. You know what I mean? And I got to
Since
deal with
fucking when,
you know what I
dude?
mean? And they know what I'm talking about.
You don't mean
They're
com-
black and white.
You can know what you're talking
You don't
about.
mean complexion for Theo. You're Unk.
That should have been recorded, dude. That was awesome.
That was it. You got that. That'll be the clip.
Yep. I'm unk for about fucking 90 people.
Hey, pull that mic to your
Take my
face.
jacket off.
Hey,
That's fine, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. But like I was saying, like Japanese culture, it took them 10 years to introduce coffee into the culture, right? And so like when they take something, they go all in. And now Japan is the #1 like coffee place in the world. Like if you can get Japanese coffee, it's like incredible. You know what I mean?
Tried the whiskey?
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Oh, it's pretty fucking good.
It's
though.
good. It's good. It's not my favorite though.
You guys like hot sake?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like cold sake.
I like
the Nagori, dude. You ever had that?
Give that a minute.
Ever had unfiltered cold sake?
It's expensive when you get
I think I've only had a hot one.
It gets pricey.
Yeah.
But when you get really good sake and the cold sake,
and it's like rice liquor, right?
Yeah, it looks like cum. It's like white. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it is cold sake is incredible, dude.
Sick.
Yeah, if you get Nagori,
it's fun to watch Craig drink it because he's just like and then he just
dribble.
It's really, really awkward. But
it's the color that gets to him.
It's a full glizzy, dude. You know what I mean?
It looked like he knew that movement pretty well.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it multiple times, right? You know what I mean? Whether we're at sushi or just in the back room.
You knew that maneuver too well, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, hey, $3 is $3.
That's right, dude. Anyway, like I said, I'm stoked that you guys have been able to fucking tour and experience Europe and do the things. You know what I mean? To be as young as you guys are, you know what I mean?
It's definitely
to be
a
able
trip.
to do the
It's
thing is
fucking
amazing.
weird. I still don't believe it. The first this last European tour, I thought I was gonna die on the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Is it the first time on a plane?
Dude, tell
Was it
him
first
that.
time on a plane?
No, it was my first time on a plane.
Oh,
but
okay.
like,
My first time on a plane going to Hawaii with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
wow.
just could not comprehend like seeing that other side. And,
Really?
And then like so I had this fucking weird story that like sent me into like a crazy like mental
Well, we'd
downward
love to hear it.
spiral.
Yeah, if you got time.
But like, so I was like doing some last minute shopping before the tour, you know, just buying some like boxes and shit. Get this text from like this girl that I've known since like kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dear friend, really cool. But she sends me a text. She's like, hey, like just checking in with you. Like, I hope you're cool. And I was like, you know, all right, cool, yeah. Like, hey, I hope you're doing good. I'm great. And she's like, I had a dream about you. Like, I dreamt that you died.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Right before you're going to get on an
right before
airplane?
I'm gonna get on a fucking plane.
night before,
And it's like,
right?
dude, don't even tell me that. Like, I got a
That is
16-hour
rude,
flight,
yeah.
dude. Like,
Yeah,
fuck you.
a fucking chick will do that to you.
Yeah,
huh?
and then like
Fuck
I
you up,
like
dude.
I thought like I just thought I was gonna die that whole
I
trip.
can see that.
Yeah, but I made it back.
I think he
Luckily.
told me this on the
Obviously
plane.
did.
I can't remember when he told me this shit.
He's all, we're going to die.
No, literally.
No, this
No,
is
I think
nice.
no. We were already like.
How
in,
long was
in
that
Europe.
flight to Italy?
Dude, like
Fucking
14
hours, something like that. That
Dude,
makes
honestly
sense.
though, it was so chill. Like we got like 3-course meal and like fucking
Nice.
movies and games and shit. I was just like,
This
it
is
felt
awesome.
like 2 hours for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, you're skinny enough to feel real comfortable in the chair.
Yeah, I felt
Me,
comfortable.
I'm like, give me the aisle, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not doing it, dude.
But yeah, it was a great trip though. I like so much. I love favorite countries is definitely Germany, Italy, and Croatia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those
So
are
as
like
far
top
as why,
three.
why was Germany #1?
Germany because they got
Was
really
it because
good.
of the big hookers?
Really no.
You're like,
really
look
good,
at those
really
cheap,
good,
plump
really good
hookers.
beer.
Yeah.
Everyone's really like nice and like
Right.
approachable, super like
Yeah.
friendly. The Italians too, super funny, super chill.
Okay.
Guten Morgen.
Which was your favorite hooker of all the places you've been? Which was your
I fucking-
favorite?
What was his name?
Yeah.
It was Blake Cruz.
He's gonna love that he stubbed you motherfuckers in on this podcast.
And
He's
honestly,
gonna be like, fuck.
much love to Blake, but it probably wouldn't have been as fun.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He's such a fucking special dude, man. You know,
Oh,
Blake,
yeah.
treat-
and honestly, shout out to Blake, dude, because
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it wasn't for that dude,
yeah.
this shit, that fucking tour, none of this shit would have been possible without
Dude,
that
Blake
100%.
breaks his head for all this shit.
Oh, I
It's
know,
fucking
yeah.
insane.
It's wild,
Like,
I
yeah, shout out Blake.
man.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him on next week, dude.
Yeah.
mad
hopefully.
crazy respect for that dude.
Totally,
you
man.
know.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it at some point, but it like I've known him a long time. I've seen his program. I've seen where he's come from.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen where he's done,
No.
and to see him now is just
Incredible.
inspirational,
It's a
man.
fucking
It's just
miracle,
yeah,
dude.
dude, yeah.
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 Because you guys probably just heard stories.
We got-
Yeah,
right?
we've only heard
Yeah.
stories.
We gotta
He
keep an
knew
eye on
him,
that
knew
guy.
him, you
Like
know?
we would,
Yeah, I've known him.
I would
yeah.
get a bottle of like of some kind of liquor like on the tour, and he'd be like,
I would
be
have fucking ate that shit for breakfast,
He's like, you're a pussy. I would have been done that shit by now. Yeah.
He's like, I used to drink 2 of those in 9 a.m.
Totally. Dude.
I
Yeah.
was like, fucking
It's incredible
hell.
where he's
Yeah,
come from.
I'd
man.
like to laugh about it, but I can't. You know.
Yeah.
So, in all the touring and stuff, where was your favorite place for hookers? Because he obviously liked Germany, because
Yeah.
you could just see like these Amazon women just like wrapping them up in their giant
Oh my
boobs.
With your old dark
And he was
complexion.
just like, oh
Like a
yes.
blanket.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Deutschland.
I have a son.
Deutschland.
His name's Adolf.
What
Yeah.
was your favorite spot though? Like, I mean, you guys have like obviously been blessed to go do this
Dude,
stuff. Just
everything-
all of it.
Everything was fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
all of it was awesome.
When you tour
The
for the
only thing
first
that
time,
sucked-
you have stars in your eyes. Everything's awesome.
Dude, the only thing
Yeah.
that sucked is that we played in Frankfurt, Germany, and it was like down in like a
was like a basement
It was
bar.
like a basement
Yeah.
Oh,
bar
okay.
type
Yeah,
fucking deal.
yeah.
And fucking, it was like on the stormy night. The whole time we were
And the
out there,
owner smelled like shit.
Yeah.
the whole time we were out there, dude, there was like this fucking storm that we were like fucking like trying to beat and shit, and it kept following us everywhere we go. And,
Oh,
like,
okay.
It met with us that night,
Yeah.
and the whole fucking floor of that building flooded, and the show
It
just
got to
fucking
like
got
ankle
canceled.
height. It got to ankle
really?
height. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
it sucked.
It like cut
And
the
it was kind
power
of
out.
sketchy too, because like fucking there's all this fucking like power and electricity going on and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Playing
like
in water and with equipment is
Yeah.
not going to work. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you shocked the fuck out of yourself before? Have you really
I
got
have,
yourself?
yeah.
I have.
Oh, it's
Actually,
the worst,
no. I
dude.
used to fucking work in like sandblasting and shit.
Did you?
Yeah, so
Nice.
fucking like one
You
time.
can hold a fucking. I'm sorry. you can.
So I used to like blast fucking machinery that would go for like aerospace and like SpaceX and shit.
Yeah.
So like I would do
Like
small,
CNC shit.
I don't even know, but like I used to do this shit, put my hands in this machine and I have to look
Okay.
inside of it and then like fucking have to like blast
Yeah,
this
okay.
thing and like coat it real nicely with
Got
like
it.
particles, right? And then like sometimes I'd have to do like really bigger pieces and like I'd have to go into like this whole thing where I was pretty much in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this big old fucking thing. I had to suit up all gnarly, fucking like ground myself. like,
Hazmat shit.
yeah, all kinds of shit. And like, dude, like the fucking thing that I was using to blast apart, like fucking shocked the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah.
And like, it didn't really like do anything to me like
Yeah.
bad, but I was all freaked out. Like, oh, I get all paranoid about shit sometimes, and I was just like, oh, dude, like I gotta go to the fucking hospital. Like, so, I don't know. I gotta make sure I'm all right or some shit. But I did get shocked. But nah, I don't think.
Yeah,
it
but
will.
then you probably wrote an incredible solo that night, dude. You know what I mean? Use that lightning, dude.
that fucking that solo is called.
Which I will say,
Electrocuted.
I'm going to give you guys props. I mean, you're a ripping bass player. You
Thanks.
are a fucking shredding
No,
guitar
this
player,
dude-
dude.
this dude
it's
rips.
like dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a shredding dude. I'm a riff guy.
Yeah.
There's licks
I like
guys.
both.
Yeah, I know you are, and it's fucking infuriating. You know what I mean? That's how Brent is, like from the Wrath. That motherfucker can write riffs, and then he can also licks. You know what I mean? I'm a riff guy. I do solos, like SOULOs. You know, I'm not a solo guy.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching you guys play, especially Goner, a few weeks ago, I was like, motherfucker, this guy, dude. Like, look at him, just out here with all his lanky fingers, just ripping fucking solos, dude. It was infuriating, dude. And I'd like to tell you to stop it. Just stop. Stop it right now, okay?
Quit being
chill,
talented.
chill,
fucking-
chill.
Yeah.
Old fucking Chicano Robin Trower over here, dude.
That's like one of his idols too. That's
I know,
funny.
and it should be.
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude.
Yeah, Hendrix, Robin Trower,
Right. Yeah.
Naomi.
Yeah.
I like Mingus. Mingus is sick.
Yeah. All bass players love jazz,
you.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Way
dude,
with
it's
you
I
on
get
that.
it.
It's fucking cool.
Geezer Butler.
Yeah.
Geezer's definitely an icon for
Yeah.
me.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have going on? Like, obviously Stalag, you're gonna ride that
Yeah,
shit.
we're gonna
Hopefully
be-
till the
we're gonna
wheels
be
fall
doing a
off
couple
with
tours.
you two. I
Yeah.
want you guys
Hopefully
to
none
ride
of those dudes die before fucking anything.
100%, right? And you got Ron back, right?
Yeah, we
Which
got
is
Ron
cra-
back.
That's
Oh,
crazy,
dude, Ron
To
is-
have 'cause
Ron-
John,
Shout out to
like,
Ron,
John is
'cause
one of my
Ron-
best friends.
Ron
John
is-
is my best friend on planet Earth, and I
course.
love him to death. And he helped resurrect Stalag from what it was to what it is now. And Ron coming back is amazing.
Yeah,
You know
both
what I
John
mean?
and Ron are beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking
Yeah.
cool.
So what's it like playing with Ron? I mean, it's
Ron is
It's
funny as
fucking
fuck.
sick.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick because like the first the first couple times we played, and especially on the first tour, it's just like, dude, like we found a brother in him. Like it felt like kicking it with a kid our age that was just like grew up with us
Right.
just because he's from Oxnard.
right.
Yeah.
And like
Except for he's old.
Yeah.
So old.
Yeah.
He's so old,
dude. He's old.
Man.
It's just crazy
Old as
what like
shit.
Yeah.
what like hardcore metal punk will do to you, because like the fact that we have so much in common with a dude who's like fucking like about to be
Like
60.
3 times our age. Yeah.
It's insane, dude. And
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
the dude's awesome. He fucking kills it on stage, and like, I wish I grew up in the '80s to fucking see Stalag play around that time.
Right,
Yeah.
it's probably nuts, right?
But
Like,
like, but
yeah.
the dude still fucking has it, and like, that shit fucking, it just makes
And
me
he's-
makes me feel sick as
yeah.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That shit rules.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, definitely just became a homie right away.
Yeah.
Became a homie right away. Just like him telling us stories. And it's like, even from him telling stories and like saying
He's funny, dude. He's a
saying
fucking shit talker,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's such a shit talker that it didn't even feel like he was like an older guy trying to like, you know, like big dog us or whatever. Like he was
Yeah.
just like rocking right there at like
Right.
all on the same level. It was
Yeah,
so
dude.
sick.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's what I love about this. Like, you know, like I see you guys, and I'm just generally stoked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
It's
not
just-
1 ounce of jealousy or like, oh, fucking that should have been me.
Or
Which
like, oh, those
you
guys
get
are-
from a lot of people. Like,
Yeah, I
that
guess.
shit happens a lot, dude.
Yeah.
You don't
Especially
think
the
you don't think
internet
we're
age.
posers because we're younger?
What's that?
You don't think we're posers because we're younger?
Not at all. No, nope. Not 1 ounce of me thinks that, dude. I am generally stoked to see the younger generation fucking carry the torch.
But the thing that's
I
awesome,
mean,
dude,
honestly,
Yeah.
like
And I always have.
from my
been.
perspective
Yeah.
of hearing other people and not really like just hearing what other people say, they're all stoked on you guys.
Everyone,
Everybody's
yeah.
stoked to have, you know,
Yeah.
some guys straight out of junior high just up there ripping
Yeah,
it.
totally.
You know what
We're
I mean?
way past
Yeah.
junior high, but
All right. I'm just going out
In the
sitting next to
spectrum of
you.
things,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
We do
fucking
look pretty
like
young,
an
though.
elf. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
but the thing
I
that's
could
awesome,
be your elf. You look like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Come sit on Santa's lap.
Danny could get pretty. Danny could get pretty elfy, dude. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We'll have you on our Christmas episode, dude.
Let's go.
It's pretty good.
Definitely.
This dude would love to sit on a fucking big old dude's lap like you, dude.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I'll cradle him.
No, but the thing that's sick, dude, is that like,
You need a
fucking-
sugar daddy, dude? He's fucking.
Oh, fuck
Jay's,
no.
Jay's
No,
open
no, no, no.
I don't know
applications.
if this is necessarily the best scene to talk about this shit.
I know, right? Nardfest got canceled like 6 years ago.
we're getting
Right?
canceled, dude. We're getting canceled.
We're always on the verge of
Fuck
cancel,
no.
dude. That's how it goes.
All right, but like, the sick thing about Stalag, dude, is that like, we got into that shit like heavily, and like, I would fucking play In Control front to back every time I want to go skate, dude, and like, that fucking record makes me want to skate like
Right.
a motherfucker, dude, and
Right.
like, it's just fucking crazy to think that like me and this fool are playing for that band.
Yeah, no, it's
dude.
amazing. Like you have these like what the fuck moments like in your music career, you know, and you guys have got to
Definitely.
experience
Definitely.
like some rad shit, you know, to be able to tour in Europe and do the things, you know,
It's like some fever dream type of
it
shit.
really
dude.
is, yeah. I mean, and that's a cool thing is like, you know, you guys do this shit, and I would assume you both work jobs, at
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
you know, of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And fucking enjoy. Look, from a guy that's 41, 40, I don't know how old I am, 42, I don't know what I am,
Right.
but man, fucking enjoy it. Enjoy the fucking
that's
ride.
definitely
dude.
a crossroads.
Enjoy the
that,
goddamn ride, man.
yeah,
There's a lot of
definitely.
pressure on you to fucking make money,
Yeah,
do
build a
things,
foundation
find a
and
career,
shit.
build a foundation. You got plenty of time.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking enjoy it,
Live
dude.
your dream.
I didn't
That's
get
like-
serious
that's
about
like-
anything
I
until I was like
couldn't live
27
my
years
That's
old.
like
Just live
that's
your
like
dream.
reassuring but dangerous. 'cause
It
it's
is.
like-
Yeah, yeah.
But that's okay, man. I mean, you guys got kids? No kids?
No
right?
kids.
Yeah,
Fuck no.
yeah beautiful,
Hopefully
man.
not yet.
Yeah,
Dude, probably
enjoy
never.
the fucking ride, man. Enjoy
back
your
in
youth
9
and
months.
fucking enjoy it. 'Cause
Dude, like, I don't know. I feel like people with like a musician's mind, like, I don't know, like we don't have kids. We have songs that we write.
right,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
our, that's
those are the
that's
babies.
what,
You give birth
Those are
like
definitely
once
the
every
babies.
that's our
fucking
product
few
to the
months,
world
yeah.
and shit. You know.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's beautiful, man.
No,
so,
'cause-
what's up with Connor? What you guys are relatively new, right? What are you guys doing? Like, I know Stalag, you're going to keep doing the thing, and please do that. But I would love to hear about, like, do you guys have plans for Connor? Are you guys going to try to loop
I
in with
have-
Stalag, or like what's going on with that?
So like, I'd say I'd have a lot of plans for Gunner because I pretty much write all that shit.
Right.
But everyone fucking gives their part.
Of
and
course.
these fools are. I fucking love that. All these dudes in the band right now all have super similar interests, super honed into
Yeah,
like
everyone's on
kinda-
the same page.
Yeah,
Right.
This
we
dude
have
could come
that's
in with
nice.
a riff, and we're all like, "Oh yeah, this sounds like this and that and this and that," and like we're all on board. This is
You guys
like
build it together.
Like, he could bring something in, and like everyone knows how to catch on like so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like we've all been playing for fucking years already, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
only
awesome.
been a year.
And it's really just like, it's like right now it seems like a lot of like the beatdown stuff has been like overcrowding like the fucking 805 scene and whatnot. And like,
Okay.
I mean, cheers to that, dude. Everyone's fucking
Yeah.
gonna have their time to shine or whatever and whatnot. And I love that our scene's very diverse and stuff. But right now,
Right.
I just don't feel like there's many younger bands playing like faster style hardcore
Right.
with more of a more like old school sound and stuff.
Right.
And what we really want to do is just like, you know, blend those elements of like 80s hardcore punk with fucking classic hard rock and classic heavy metal.
Right.
Bring rock and roll.
True crossover.
More rock
kind of
and
shit.
roll.
Yeah. Rock
totally.
and roll, hardcore punk,
Yeah.
heavy metal, classic heavy
Yeah.
metal, and fucking rock and roll.
So you guys have an EP out right now, like, or a little
It's a
3-song demo kind of thing? Are you
Yeah.
guys recording other shit? I mean,
We're writing a lot of new stuff, which fucking sounds awesome, and it's actually fucking like tripping me out because I didn't think I could write shit that cool. But
right. No,
I'm
that's
stoked.
awesome, dude.
I'm stoked for what the future holds for Goner because like it's like with Stalag and shit. Like I'm not fucking like there to be like to like call the shots and like write the music and say this
Right.
or that. But with Goner, it's like this is our thing and we could do whatever the fuck we want with
Right,
it, you know.
right.
And it's really, I don't know, it's really our thing and. I want to take it as far as it can go. You
Yeah,
know?
totally, dude. I mean, yeah,
and
it's
it's
beautiful.
definitely been one of the most like solid group of dudes I've ever
Yeah.
been in
Yeah.
with for a minute.
It's
Like,
definitely been like the sickest fucking project we've been in so far. Just because of the fact that everyone's like the dudes in the band already have like solid resumes as
Yeah.
far as like
you got
their
some serious killers.
yeah
you know,
their previous
Benji
musical
and-
endeavors and shit like
blasting concept and
Yeah,
sidewalk
Blasting Concept is
slammer.
ripping, dude.
Blasting Concept,
Yep.
Combat Shock, Irfan.
Yeah.
His older brothers are in Charman.
Right.
JT, he played in Sidewalk Slammer.
Right.
All fucking bitchin' dudes.
Right.
And like they all fucking know what's up. And all fucking
And
all
they've done it a few times.
Yeah, in all
Yeah.
aspects. Like they
in
know
all styles of hardcore and all styles of punk
Right.
and all styles of metal, they fucking know their shit. And like that's all me and this dude want
Yeah.
is just to fucking connect with dudes who really want
people with an eclectic taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get it, like, you really get a good group of guys, there's no bad ideas, right?
Exactly,
You
yeah.
just have to, like, figure out how to blend that thing into the other thing, right?
Yeah.
And it takes a minute, you know what I mean? But as long as there's no, like, the one thing that would work for us was that there's no bad idea. Everyone has a suggestion. We try them all. And one is going to be the absolute fucking answer. And everyone's going to agree on it. But when everyone has an input and we try all things, like it is, especially when it comes to writing songs, like that's how the Wrath worked. Everyone had an idea of how to transition this part to this part. Let's try this. Okay, we'll fucking try that. Then, okay, I got an idea. Let's try this. Now the other fucking dude has an idea. We try that. There's going to be one answer, and everyone is going to agree because it's the feeling of the thing that happens, right? And when you find a group of guys like that, which is, I'm like, the Wrath, I've been in a million bands in my life. The Wrath was the only band that
You found that chemistry.
you find that chemistry in,
Yeah.
right? Like, because there's very few times in your life where you can, like, pull your ego back for the thing. If you can't, like, be a musician that can pull your ego back and be like, no, this is how I wrote the riff, and understand that there's a million other fucking ways to get there,
Right.
then you're going to be a fucking single player,
Right.
like, for your whole life, right? And when you find a group of guys that can see that, it's incredible. And it's
Right.
something to hold on to, you know what I mean? Especially when you got guys that have been in tried and true tested bands
Yeah. For sure.
before, and they already know some of the pitfalls, right? And you guys are getting to experience something that 99.99% of people don't. Is that you guys are getting to do this experience with a band that is popular, gets to tour around the fucking world. I mean, you guys, I'm not saying count your lucky stars, but you guys are lucky motherfuckers that,
Yeah.
you know,
Definitely.
like, and it's through your skill set that you've earned it.
Yeah.
And 100% you fucking earned it, but you guys are really, like, you guys are getting a lot of fucking killer opportunity that most people that want to start a band are never going to experience. And don't fucking ever forget it. It's incredible. Like, for all the touring I did with my band, I'll never fucking ever forget it. Like, even the bad times, you know what I mean? The times where those times where you're sitting in that goddamn van for 15 hours to get to the next show.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? You're
We've seen it.
We almost died, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, those times are fucking terrible,
We've
dude.
seen it.
And at those times you start questioning, like, is this worth it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is this worth it? Like, am I going to go to jail in Europe? Like, this sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been like
but
that.
it is worth it, dude.
It is
and
worth
I'm
it.
so fucking excited for you two that you get to experience that.
Thanks, man.
Because your skill set has got you there.
Thank you.
And that's all it takes, is being a good hang and your fucking skill. And having a great attitude.
Thank you,
You know what I
dude.
mean? That's really it. Like, and I'm very, very excited for you guys. You know?
I'm stoked, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
we're pretty young.
It is
so-
a rough ride, though. It is a rough
dude,
ride.
There's nothing. I mean,
But it is all the way, like, fucking worth it.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
All the moments I have, like, questioned myself on, like, is this really what I want to do?
Right.
Is this, like, what I should be doing? It's like, you know, it's those moments where you're by yourself. Those moments where, you know, you have nothing to hang on to that you can
Right.
just attach to your favorite song and just feel like you're touching God, you know?
Right.
And it's like, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
and
it's
I never
beautiful,
thought
man.
it'd be like super sick to jam with fools who are like already in their 30s and shit.
Right.
And I mean, like,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
I get
like
it.
at
Yeah.
the same
30s?
time, at the same
30s.
time, like,
That's fucking nice of you. Most of them are in their 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
gone
mean-
or they're in their 30s.
well,
so,
yeah, but like at the same time, it's like I feel like we're also at the point where like we've kind of like had enough experiences to the point where it's like,
We're adulting.
yeah, we're adulting. I
You're
guess
adulting, yeah.
we're not gonna fucking like. I'm not gonna waste my time trying to explain to some fool like my age why fucking like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple are
100%.
sick. And
Yeah.
shit, you know,
Fuck
like
that. Tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah,
like,
like-
immediately. And then punch him.
yeah, you know?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like the question, where are you from?
It's
Yeah.
like
You know where
fools-
that's going? Right in the fucking face.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Even
go-
if you say you're
Hey,
not
fool,
from
where you
anywhere,
from?
you're gonna take the beating.
Right in the fucking face. That's my next move. Is, you know, second
Yeah.
I got asked that question, I was like, I'll punch you right in the face, because it's already going there. We already know it. You know, so you guys understand that too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. I'm stoked for you guys. You know, to be able to get to that, have that experience. There's nothing fucking better. You know what I mean? And
That's for
those
sure.
times where you question, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It is exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because now what I do is I work in an industry of broken dreams. I
Oh,
work
here we
construction
go.
worker.
This
I'm telling
poor-
you, I've
this
said this
poor
100 times on
fucking
the
guy.
podcast, but I want you
I
guys
want to
hear
try to
this.
become a construction worker pretty
Well,
soon.
and that's fine.
That's where the money's at.
That is, well, it is where the money's at.
We just
but,
had, him and I just had this fucking conversation in the last podcast when he's bitching about his fucking job. I'm
bitching about it all the time.
I'm
It's
not
my
talking.
right.
I'm
I've earned
talking
that
to
right to
him.
bitch.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay, fine.
We're
Fuck
having
you.
a conversation. We understand each other. You're an entitled little fucking. Anyways, whatever. And I'm like, he's fucking crying about his fucking
I'm not
job, and I'm
crying.
like, I'm talking to him,
God damn
and I'm
it.
like, dude, I've dreamt about having your fucking job since I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
can I please go, hang out and teach people how to run machinery?
Right.
Can I, go
what I
hang out
wanna
and have
do.
a cup of coffee
Yeah.
and hang out and tell these guys, hey, go out there and run that backhoe and then learn how to grate this shit. And then he acts like it's
Oh, so
such a hard
you're
job.
not even on the field, like, killing it.
No, I
he
am.
doesn't
I'm
even
not
work.
now, but
Yeah.
I earned
but
my
I
spot.
did.
You earned it.
But
You
I
earned it.
did.
There's, you know why I drink like this? Because I'm classy, dude.
Yeah.
As much as we all need jobs and shit,
Yeah.
and as much as we all want to strive to fucking make money and provide for ourselves and our families and whatnot, the shit that fucking stays and that fucking lasts forever is fucking the music, dude. Like,
Right.
that's what people are gonna remember you for.
100%. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I will wrap it up without Jay shitting on me. What I'm telling you is that I work
Give it a minute.
around a bunch of guys in construction that wanted to do something else,
Yeah.
and they've never done anything else. And I got to do it. And I got to do the thing that you guys got to do.
Yeah.
And it's fucking incredible.
It's-
and when you have the opportunity, you have to take it, dude. Take it, because most people in this fucking universe have never got to do the thing they love to do.
Nope.
And you guys have that opportunity.
I mean,
And
our parents, dude.
100%. Your parents sacrificed everything they had just to fucking provide you a life where you could fucking take the chance on yourself.
Yep.
It's incredible.
They came over here and they started working, and they're like, I can't wait for them to start playing some fucking music that'll never make them money. That's what your parents did.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't.
But we're
fucking
getting money
wait.
outside of that, so.
Yeah, but the experience, right?
The experience,
is
exactly.
incredible. And also, I've said this 1,000 times on the podcast, that experience of you guys going around the country, dealing with people, understanding people and how they work and how they move, goes super far in the normal world.
What's the saying where it's just like traveling like opens your eyes or some shit? I forgot what the
I
fuck
don't
it
know what
is.
John Denver said about it. But
I
that's
think,
fine.
like,
Yeah.
I think Bob Marley said, "If you're blue, travel wide."
There you go.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
well,
but
that's one of them.
It is. You guys are getting to do a thing that is incredible that 99% don't get to do.
No, man.
Take a chance on yourself and fucking be you. It's like
I'm scared to get
it
on
will
planes.
translate if you guys at some point you realize you have to make money and you have to fucking do a
Yeah,
thing.
and
whatever
that's-
you're doing right now is going to make you very successful. What you want to do.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
mean, it's easier said than done because that's something I'm conflicted. I don't know if that's something you're conflicted with too, but it's just like that's something I find myself like thinking about a lot. Is like, fuck, like I gotta go do this,
I know.
like hit the road over here. But it's like at the same time I want to like, you know, I gotta handle this job.
Mhm.
You gotta be a fucking like normie in society and
Right.
like a cog in the machine, but you want
Right.
to do what you want at the
We
same
all have
time.
to play our fucking role in society.
And it's just
Right.
like fucking hell, like that's a weird like middle line to walk.
It is because you have to have enough money to go on tour.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and that's
Well,
the thing.
thankfully, Blake has made it possible for us to fucking
You break
go to
even.
Europe
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not have to fucking deal with like any financial burden whatsoever.
Right.
Like honestly, like he's actually made sure like we didn't really need anything.
Yeah, we're taking care of real good.
other
Yeah,
than,
it's great, man.
Other than fucking.
But I
just,
like to get souvenirs and drink
luxury
and get
shit.
cigarettes. And
We just
eat
have
good
our
food.
money for our own luxury.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah, it's
dude.
a beautiful
But
But all our
time.
basic
Yeah,
You
needs
don't,
are
you don't
covered.
have
So
to worry.
thank you,
Like
Blake.
you really
No.
don't. It's kind of what he says, and I don't like to ever validate anything he fucking says. But it's kind of what he's saying is like, look, man, go out there and have a good time while you
Have
can.
a good
Yeah,
fucking
You know
for
what I
sure,
mean? Like,
for
just
sure.
go do it.
We definitely
Yeah.
did, dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
German hookers as much as you possibly can, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
What's
Get
your
'em all.
experience with German hookers?
Deutschland.
I've
He only fucks
I've
black
only,
chicks.
I've been here. I've never gone anywhere. You know, that's rude. That's so
Oh my
rude.
God, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's only rude if you took it as rude. I think
I've
it's
never
a
left. I mean, I
luxury.
went to Spain once, but other than that, I've never really left.
You know, Spaniards hate Mexicans.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I
Fucking
do.
bastards.
A lot of
Yes,
Mexicans
I do.
hate other
El
Mexicans.
Salvador.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
You know,
Yeah.
in construction, dude, like El Salvadorians are fucking treated like shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the Mexicans hate. Also, the Mexicans are the
Dude,
most
you know
racist
Mexicans-
people I've
oh,
ever
yeah,
met
for
in my
sure,
life.
for
No.
sure.
Mexicans hate.
They're
No,
wildly
they're,
racist.
okay, I
Dude.
get that, but they're not as racist as Asians.
Ooh, maybe.
Asians
yeah,
are
maybe.
the
Yeah,
worst,
maybe.
bro.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
might be.
come on, you guys grew up around Filipinos. Who hates
We have-
other people other than Filipinos?
Honestly, the
Like,
Filipinos
more?
I met were really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
But
I
also,
don't
if you catch them in a moment, dude, they're going to be talking
All I
shit.
know, all I know is that Mexicans hate white dudes with beards like you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And rightfully they should.
That's because
Yeah.
we steal their women. That's
yeah.
what happens.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
you guys all have somebody
All right,
around
there's
that looks
definitely
like
some
us.
parts of this that should be clipped out.
You're fine, dude. You guys are concerned about the
I don't know,
internet,
man.
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of women like a hairless fool.
That's right, dude.
No, actually, in Goner, we're like one of those long hair punks band. So like we actually give Danny shit for having short hair.
That's right. Yeah.
But hey, he actually said the
I'm
other
di-
night that he's gonna commit to it.
No,
I'm
don't do that.
diversifying the band with the short hair.
He's
Yeah,
carrying
shave your head, dog.
Yeah, dude, you're fine, dude.
Yeah.
Bass players got to have either short hair or ungodly long hair.
Oh, fuck
And you don't
the
want to go that route,
ungodly,
dude.
yeah.
You don't want to go that route.
Somebody,
Be you,
already,
man.
somebody already has that covered.
Yeah. I mean, how many long hairs do you need in the band?
No, we
That's
tell
not
him
that many.
We tell him like, hey, dude,
Not that many.
We're in a rock and roll band now. You gotta fucking.
Do something. Do something.
All right, man. Well, where can
Just kidding,
everyone
Danny's awesome.
find your guys' tunes?
All right, so there's Civil Conflict still up
Check
somehow.
Civil Conflict out. You guys ripped.
Civil Conflict on Apple and Spotify. Goner is only on Bandcamp right now.
We just have a 3-song demo.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Who recorded it?
Vincent Amador from Room 11. He plays in Dead Heat.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
share the
A
same
bunch of
like
other
jam,
awesome bands.
jam
Yeah, yeah.
space with
He's
them.
awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
Dead Heat and like Cosmic Joke.
Omega Point.
Yeah.
Awesome fucking dude.
Vincent's the
That
shit.
dude has fucking held this scene together
Yeah, he
like
has.
no other
I talked
has.
about being
And
on the pod a while ago.
he takes
you know what I mean? But
like fucking
Yeah.
zero credit for that shit. That
I know.
dude's awesome.
And that's a
super
fucking-
humble.
humble
Super
as
humble
fuck
guy.
and supportive of everyone, dude.
yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, he's got big plans for like.
But yeah, we have
this
a
whole
demo
area.
tape that you could buy at one of our shows, $10, and it's
Yep.
on Bandcamp for $5.
Yeah.
And then Stalag, obviously you can find
Obviously,
that shit
you can find
anywhere.
Stalag,
Yeah.
They don't
And
need
then,
any more promotion.
Yeah.
But we will all be performing together at Nardfest on July
Yes.
12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will
Nardfest
be
should be
fucking
fun.
aw- is
Gonner's playing Nardfest.
Gonner's playing?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
dude. That's what's
I
up.
wouldn't be merch, bitch.
Yeah, he's gonna be our merch. He's gonna be our merch hoe, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking
then,
shirt
half,
off?
half shirt.
I
I think half shirt, maybe.
Crop
probably.
top?
I can do. I'll
He's
just
gonna
hang
cut
it.
the
I'll
sleeves
hang
off
my
there,
shirt
dude.
off my hernia.
What else?
You know
What
what I
else?
I
What,
told him
put my
today that he looks like
flip-flops on my-
crocodile dungaree.
what year? What year were you guys born in?
I was born in '82. He was born in.
70.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Gnarly.
old, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
your mother
it's
knows
crazy.
me.
Yeah, my mom's not even that old, man.
That's not what I'm saying.
But yeah, check out Gonner. Check out Stalag. We're very excited to be fucking performing together at Nardfest, dude. It's gonna be awesome. It's
gonna be rad.
Blake hopefully will be on next week, and we're gonna
Yeah.
be doing whole entire Nardcore month essentially.
Hopefully.
Oh, sick.
We
Yeah,
got
as much
Blake
as we
coming on
can.
hopefully next week. We're gonna do a
Pride
rap
Nardcore
pod.
month.
You know
Hey,
what I
if
mean?
you guys can reach out to Larry White, everybody,
Oh, yeah,
just
he's
reach
fine. He's
out,
gonna
get
come on.
that fucking guy over here on the podcast.
Yeah, he's been on before, but Jay wasn't with me
No,
at the time. So
no.
Right on, right on.
But
And again,
anyway.
my favorite human being,
Wait, so
He's
like,
amazing.
what's your R&B shit that you like?
me,
Yeah.
oh boy,
R. Kelly.
Oh, what? Get out of here. Whatever.
Man, pick
I
it
guess.
or whatever, man.
I guess
I'm
we can close with that.
no, he's a deep cuts motherfucker.
yeah, I know he is,
Yeah,
but he's
he-
being a
yeah.
fucking shit.
I'm a big hip hop guy too. Yeah. I love hip hop and all that shit too. Yeah. But so real
shit.
quick, wrapping it up, guys. Check out Nardfest, July 12th. It's going to be incredible. It's at the OPAC.
Yeah,
here
you'll get a
in
taste of
Oxnard.
all of
You get a
what's
taste
going
of all
on
of
here.
us.
Yes.
And
Don't be a gonzoid.
that's right, dude. If you guys want to support this podcast, as always, all you have to do is like, fucking subscribe, hit the notifications bell, leave a comment, tell us to go fuck ourselves. It doesn't
Yes.
really matter. Check out the pod, check out the fucking merchandise, check out the Patreon, dickheads, $3 a month. Get you early access to all these
Hey,
episodes.
thank you guys, Topa
Thank you.
Topa,
Yeah, thank you,
sponsoring
Topa
us.
Topa,
man.
Topa
We
Topa.
really appreciate you guys.
Topa
man.
Topa Brewery's been kicking us
Yes,
down
yes.
some
Beautiful.
beer, dude.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate you guys.
much. You know,
It's going to be the exclusive beer for Get Heavy
Yes.
podcast. We're out here on fucking
It
7%.
It tastes like
Yes.
a pine tree,
Hey,
dude.
tell-
Yeah,
It's
yes.
awesome, man.
And it's delicious,
yeah.
right?
You know,
Topa,
Super good.
sponsor Goner.
yeah. Garage
rip.
Bar, 1091 Scanny
That's what's
Avenue.
up,
Cheap Peak's one of our favorites, man. We got you
100%.
guys. This
Yeah.
is shit. Love you guys, man. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.